I'm absolutely convinced that Bulgaria could be one of the countries which would benefit from the well-implemented energy union the most. Because Bulgaria has a lot to gain from the diversification. Bulgaria has a lot to gain when we would establish new electricity market design, being electricity exporter. Bulgaria would gain a lot from the strategic location in Southeast Europe, being this natural center for the energy cooperation. Bulgaria would gain a lot if we would manage in Europe and in Bulgaria to push forward our energy efficiency agenda, because we've seen some of the excellent examples like Zero House has been promoted by the Technical University of Sofia and many other examples how much you can gain if you invest in energy efficiency and in research and innovation. Therefore, I think that the situation in Bulgaria is very good reflection on what we have to deal with on the larger European scale. That we have to have this new look at the energy security in Europe. And we need not only to speak more with one voice when it comes to our negotiations and building up of our relations with our foreign partners, with our energy suppliers, but also to make sure that we would do our homework inside of Europe, that we would finally remove the barriers, be it technical, but be it administrative, and make really the energy free-flowing entity across the European borders. That we would have adequate interconnector capacity, that we would have connections for our electricity to flow freely, that our regulators would speak much more with one language and use the same methodology, so that we would get rid of these artificial barriers which are really preventing us from enjoying the fact that we have the biggest common market in the world, which should have the best possible market influences on the energy prices in Europe. That would be great boost to the competitiveness, because I'm sure, as it is in Bulgaria, as it is in my country, Slovakia, I think what is, of course, very important to achieve the good progress on the build-up of interconnector, on strengthening the internal gas ring to make sure that the gas market in Bulgaria, but also in the neighborhood, is liquid, is very well connected, and that Bulgaria can play that role of the gas hub service provider. For that, of course, except the infrastructure, you also need to establish good framework for the operation of the gas hub, the transparent pricing, the mechanisms which are in place, the legal framework, and of course access to several sources of gas, so you can like show the value added when offering these services. And therefore, I think that a headline goal we set for ourselves, the priority that each country in the region should have access to these three different sources of gas is absolute key. So you would see that also suppliers would have to respect the competition, would have to do the utmost to offer the best conditions, best prices. Concerning the Iran, you know that we had very important diplomatic breakthrough. Now, of course, this diplomatic wrap-up is continuing. Most of the, I would say, diplomatic work, about which I'm sure Daniel can say a lot, should be concluded by the end of the year. So we believe that if everything goes fine and all the steps are followed as agreed upon, we will see the lifting up of the sanctions at the beginning of the next year. Iran obviously is one of the most important energy countries in the world. I would expect that first we would see strong return to the oil markets, because Iran is using a lot of its own gas. Currently, it's actually importer of gas. But of course, once again the energy policy is put on rails in Iran, I'm sure that Iran can play a very important role on the gas market. But I would expect that in the first years, for sure, we would see more of an influence on oil market than the gas market.
Няма как да не отбележа, че повече от всякога се нуждаем от енергиен съюз и от солидарност между държавите в рамките на Европейския съюз и на енергийната общност. Напомням, че не намеренията, а само тръбите могат да ни свържат. Условията за безопасност в ядрената енергетика, необходимостта от интелигентни мрежи, нови технологии, иновации. Всичко това са нови реални предизвикателства, които срещаме днес. Необходимостта от подпомагане на иновациите и инвестициите в интелигентни мрежи също трябва да намери своя финансов механизъм. Не само да мислим за базисна свързаност. И да бъде обект на европейска политика за насърчаване. Като цяло трябва да следваме механизма. На първо място, безспорно, трябва да е политическата воля. След нея трябва да върви необходимото финансиране. И на трето място, конкретните резултати. Не може да си позволяваме да се спрем на нито едно от тези стъпала. А иначе Европейският енергиен съюз ще е успешен не само когато бъде изграден единен, интегриран енергиен пазар, но и когато успеем да накараме държавите членки чрез транснационално сътрудничество да преследват и изпълняват единни приоритети с цел доставката на достъпна енергия за потребители и една сигурна, стабилна и чиста среда. Какво е общото между дълговата криза в Европа, особено в някои държави на юг, кризата с бежанците и предизвикателствата в енергийния сектор? Първо, че това са относително нови предизвикателства. Изискват нови решения, нови инструменти, непознати, неползвани до момента. Не могат да бъдат решени на ниво отделна държава членка. И не е важното. За сетен път поставят въпроса всъщност колко Европа искаме. Решението е повече Европа.